kill Aquaman and destroy everything he holds dear.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your man Paul, aka the guy who's having a Jason Momoa moment, as the new teaser for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has just dropped online. The full official trailer will be releasing in 4 days' time on Thursday, with Warner Brothers finally dropping a look at the movie less than 100 days out. This is of course the last DCEU film before James Gunn takes over the reins and begins his new slate titled Gods and Monsters. Starting with Superman Legacy, I think a lot hinges on both that and Deadpool 3 in general, as audiences seem to no longer be as interested in superhero movies as they used to be. Can this bring the genre back to the surface, or are we in too deep now? Well, I'm hopeful that we're no longer on a sinking ship, and after rewatching Aquaman the other week to get back up to speed, I actually forgot how much I really enjoyed that movie. Minus the Pitbull song, it was a really fun film, and I'm actually hopeful that this is going to be good too. Throughout this video, we're going to be breaking it all down and going through it frame by frame to talk about what happens in the teaser, and also what I think this could lead into. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for videos like this almost every day. With out of the way, a huge thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Also, I will be saying Aquaman and not Aquaman. So if you're one of those people, who doesn't understand that words are pronounced differently by different accents, then I'm probably dead to you. But moving on. So speaking of the first film, the teaser actually opens with a shot that comes from that movie. In it, we watched Arthur and Mera traveling through the trench, which is when they washed up on the shores of the land before time. Here they met his mother Atlanta, and this shot actually pulls directly from that film when the pair first came face to face with each other. And because of that, I actually think this movie is going to have strong ties to Atlanta, and due to a shot later on, I actually think that she could end up fish stew. It's possible that the creatures from the trench will be unleashed at 1.2, as in the next shot we see them swimming towards the camera. Now this might not be what it seems, and we will talk about this later on, but this is a very important thing to start the whole thing off. Now we have a red flare in the top right, and this echoes the moment in which Arthur and Mera swam down to the trench, and a blue light as well in the top left. Now it looks like the creatures are outfitted with golden armor, and you can actually see some of them wearing this. This idea of old technology is something that was actually talked about at CinemaCon, and the people behind the film discussed what it was going to be about. In it, Black Manta will apparently discover an ancient black trident, and this will become the movie's super weapon. Those that saw the trailer at CinemaCon said there was a scene in which we got a green glow emanating from it, and this wrapped Manta up and then began to empower him. Later on in the teaser, we see a giant underwater structure crumbling, and I'm guessing that this is what this moment comes from. Now, this idea of old tech is once more shown after a shot of Arthur swimming away from a downed vehicle. We catch his brother Orm standing in front of what looks like an old-fashioned submersible, and it's got a cockpit based on one of the first ever diving suits. This grabs him in the next shot, which we can tell by his little blonde tied-up ponytail. Anyway, according to what was shown at CinemaCon, Arthur's entire life on both the surface and under the sea will be under the siege of Black Manta. As he says in the trailer, he's going to destroy everything he holds dear, and the movie will apparently center around Arthur going to Orm for help, and the pair will then start to work together. This will be to stop the threat that could bring the entire kingdom down of Atlantis, and potentially their mother dying could be what unites them together. On the surface, we see his father's lighthouse in ruins as well, and I actually think that Thomas might end up dying too. Man went from Nicole Kidman to this bird in The Flash as well, so if it was me, I'd probably want to be dead as well. Now, I don't think that timeline counts, does it? I don't know. Wait, it has to, because Arthur couldn't be born. That he is still his dad. And we see both Arthur and Atlanta rushing up the steps, which makes me think Tommy might have been killed during an attack by Manta. Now, potentially this was carried out by the weapon we talked about before, meaning that he and his mother have to mount up in order to take him down. Now, there's a distinct lack of Amber Heard in this teaser, but apparently she is still in the movie at some points. However, we know from the Johnny Depp trial that they had to disclose elements of what's happening in the movie, and this was in order for her to talk about what had been cut down. Now, in those, it was said that Mera now had a child, and that she'll not be in the film as much because she's off caring for their son. They may or may not end up becoming Aqualad, but according to the trial, that'll be where she's at in the film. Now, therefore, it's going to be mainly a family affair with Arthur, Atlanta, and Orm teaming up to take down an overpowered Black Manta. Now, we see this hammered home in the next shot when we see Atlanta. Behind her, some submarines can be seen, with one of the cockpit windows being black with a red glow inside of it. Guessing this is Manta's forces again, and to the left we can also catch what appears to be the octopus-like sub that grabbed before. There's also a moment where Aquaman rides on the back of a seahorse, and it looks like his brother's on the back too. Now from this we see Aquaman fighting a giant sea creature, which he strikes with his trident, as well as some of the ships of Atlantis being struck. Next we cut to him holding court with his throne, where he jabs his trident down on the ground to likely summon everyone to shut the hell up. Now we also see him fighting Black Manta, and in his hands we can catch the black trident, which again has a green glow emanating from it. If we look at Manta, we can also see this coming off him as well, with the top of his head being covered in it. I'm guessing this may even allow him to breathe underwater, as we can see cracks in his mask, but he's unaffected by it. This likely stops the pressure of being this deep from getting to him as well, and it means he can really take the fight to Arthur and the rest of his kingdom. Now lastly we see as Arthur sends out a call from his trident, and this is probably to call in reinforcements to help him take down this big bad. This allows him to speak to the creatures of the sea, which his trident too amplifies his command over. Now in the last movie, Aquaman actually called upon those from the trench for the final fight because he now had power over them. That makes me think that the shot at the start of the teaser might actually be him mounting up those from the area so they can help fight this battle. Makes sense if they have golden Atlantean armor, though the sub that followed it in the next shot kinda made me think that they might be linked to that. Either way, that closes out the teaser, and we of course know we're getting the full one on Thursday. From what we've heard about the main teaser, we'll have a point where Aquaman says, "No one hits my brother but me," and then Orm responds by saying, "Don't call me brother." Great writing, and we also apparently get Orm at one point saying, "If you lead, Atlantis will follow." Atlanta is also meant to duke it out with Black Manta at one point, which will cement them going toe-to-toe with each other. It's even possible, again, that she might die too, and potentially Aquaman could lose both his parents in this movie. Now, not to be a negative Nancy, but the movie has had really bad test screenings, and the rumor is going around that Warner Brothers basically put nothing into marketing for it. We of course have the ongoing Hollywood strikes right now, and both Shazam 2 and The Flash failed to make any money at the box office. Blue Beetle is also struggling as well, and I think Warner Brothers have just hit a point where they think this might bomb, so they're not trying at all. It's a weird time to be a comic book fan in general, because movies that used to be guaranteed moneymakers are now really struggling to recoup. I don't know what the hype is like around this at the moment, and James Gunn's announcement of the reboot has kind of left a lot of things up in the air. I feel like a lot of people wonder whether it's even worth getting invested in this stuff after the poor mismanagement of the last 10 years, which seems to be repeating with the new god of Zaslav. Whether it's good or not remains to be seen, but yeah, I am remaining hopeful that it's at least decent. It would be a shame to see the DCEU go any other way, but yeah, let me know your thoughts below and if you're excited for the main trailer. Please drop a like on the video, and if you want to support the channel as a member of the Spoiler Society, then please click the join button. You'll get early access to videos every day, and it goes such a long way to helping us out. Now, if you want to get some Heavy Spoilers merch, we've also got our t-shirt line located just below the video that will let you pick up all kinds of tops like our Theory Time one, House of the Dragon stuff, Marvel tees, and a lot more. We drop new designs on there all the time too, so definitely keep an eye out for them, and thank you for supporting the channel. Now if you want something else to watch, we've got a breakdown of Starship Troopers on screen right now. Super happy with this video, everyone seems to be loving, well not everyone, but a lot of people seem to like it. So yeah, definitely head over there right after this. By the way, huge thank you for sticking through the video. I've been Paul, I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.